Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Earlier this week, I saw Scoob, and let me be honest, I have never had more confusing feelings about any animated movie ever in my life. Scoob, I have so many mixed emotions. So, allow me to break down this movie into the good, the bad, and the mixed. And then I'll give my final score at the end. So, Supergirl and Flash style review, because this movie, it's a wild ride, I tell you, because there's so many things going on here. So let's start with the main story, and I'll tell you what the premise is about. First of all, let me tell you what Scooby-Doo is about, in case you're one of those two people in the world who've never owned a TV or never had a childhood. So Scooby-Doo is this gang of teenagers, four teenagers, plus their dog, plus their talking dog, who go on to solve mysteries. That's essentially the whole premise of the entire show. The show has been running for about 51 years currently, from 1969 to today's age, with TV show after TV show. So we've had the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, a pup named Scooby-Doo, Mystery Incorporated, and the list goes on. As for the Scooby-Doo shows I've watched, maybe three, and they've had a lot of TV movies such as Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo WrestleMania, Scooby-Doo Batman Brave and the Bold. They do a lot of crossover stuff, but they do a lot of original stuff like Mystery, like Zombie Island and Cyber Chase, whatever it was, I forgot. Now, what is the premise of this Scooby movie? It's not a mystery solving movie, surprisingly. I mean, from the trailers, I could piece it together. It wasn't gonna be a mystery movie, but what this movie represents is that it's the first movie in a new cinematic universe, sort of like Marvel. Think of it like Marvel. Scoob is now Scoob is the entryway into the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. In case you don't know who Hanna-Barbera are, they're these couple of people who made cartoons in the past, from the 40s up to when they died in like the 90s, around there. They made cartoons you may know, such as the Flintstones, Jetsons, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, all of those. And so Warner Brothers has decided to take on the mission to make an entire cinematic universe where all of these characters can come together in movies. Think of it like Marvel with Endgame and such. So that's what they're gonna do. So the first movie in this lineup is Scoob. We'll have the Scooby-Doo gang, but they're not the only ones here. We have people like Captain Caveman, Falcon Fury, Dynamite, Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races, and all of that. And so these guys may appear in future movies going forward. So again, we're having a cinematic universe where it's like Marvel and DC, except now it's for the Hanna-Barbera cartoons animated. And I must say, I'm kind of in love with this. We've never seen uh, you know, we've never seen a cinematic universe that's animated. It's all about superheroes and such. So it would be really nice to have a cinematic universe based on a line of cartoons, especially on a line of cartoons as popular as Hanna-Barbera's cartoon. In fact, if I remember correctly, we're even having a Tom and Jerry movie in December, so that'll be good. Hopefully it's not like the last one. But yeah, so we are having a cinematic universe like Marvel, and it will have flowing storyline again like Marvel. And Scoob is the first of those. Again, I'm actually kind of in love with the concept of having an entire cinematic universe based purely in animation. We've never had something like this before, and personally, I'm kind of excited for it. Tell me what you guys think. I'm happy with. I'm kind of excited with having a cinematic universe for animation. I don't know about you guys, but this kind of pumps me up. Anyway, into the Scoob movie. So this Scoob movie is about Dick Dastardly trying to chase down Scooby Doo because he needs Scooby Doo to open up a tomb for him. This tomb carries gold and such. And there is a certain someone in that tomb he also wants to find. I will not spoil it because the movie just came out, and I also want you to know what's in there. So Dick Dastardly is the main villain here, and the motivation for like his evil doing is actually kind of adorable, which is again why I don't want to spoil why he wants to go into the tomb. Once you find out why he wants to go into the tomb, it's actually kind of really sweet and adorable, and especially for the villain of the movie to have that, it's so weird. Um, Again, Dick Dastardly is honestly one of my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. I know, weird, you've never heard of that name, because he came from two shows. He came from Wacky Races and Catch That Pigeon. Two shows I loved as a kid. I loved watching. And so Dick Dastardly is chasing Scooby and Shag after Scooby and Shag get in a fallout with the gang. After the gang gets talked to by Simon Cowell of all people. Weird. So Scooby and Shag feel that they don't play a big part of the team, so they go away. Dick Dastardly chases them, but they get rescued by Blue Falcon. And so it's a race to the tomb with Blue Falcon, Shaggy, and Scoob racing this Dick Dastardly, and the rest of the mystery gang has to go and rescue Shaggy and Scoob because they've been kidnapped. So the mystery gang are looking for Shaggy and Scoob, and while the other two teams are in a race for the tomb. All right, let's talk about the good, the mixed, and the bad. What do I like about it here? I like the animation. I like how it's stylized, and I like how it's good. If there's one caution I'd give for the stylized animation, is that we've been getting a lot of those recently. Heck, we're even getting two Sony movies that are adopting the stylized animation. And to me, I worry we may have an oversaturation problem. I worry we may have an issue where we get so many stylized animated movies, people may get tired of them. But then again, we've had a lot of 3D, a lot of CGI movies, and no one got tired of those. And we've had a lot of 2D animated movies, and no one got tired of those. In fact, everyone was enjoying when CG came out, and now people are like, oh yeah, we've had enough CG, let's get some stylized, a mixture of 2D and 3D and CG. And I'm like, yeah, but like it's a new form of animation we're entering into. Spider-Verse started it, and now we're entering this new form of animation, and it kind of worries me that we'll like get so many of this that people become exhausted. But then I have to keep telling myself at the back of my mind, we've had billions of 2D animated movies and billions of 3D CGI animated movies, so I think stylized will be fine. I don't know, it's just a weird complaint I have, but I do like the stylization. I like how the world looks. I like the colors. I like the movements of the characters. Everything just pops really well. I love the stylized animation here. It looks really nice. And then that would take me into the character designs. I love the character designs for some people. I like, well, actually, let me just say for all people, I love the Mr. Gang's designs. They all look like they were pulled out of their 2D cells and then just animated to look a bit, just a bit, like their voice actors. I have to say the ones that really stood out to me were people like Velma, like Daphne and Shaggy. Those guys really look nice. Scooby, he looks okay. I mean, he was literally pulled from a 2D model, so he has no issue. Fred is a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. He looks like he doesn't really look all there. Scooby, as I said, I mean, I feel like every one of the Mystery Game looks nice. Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Scooby, they look nice. Fred just a bit off. And another character design I would complain about is Simon Cowell. I don't know whether it's because his eyes are too small, whether his texture is a bit too real and different, but to me, he does not seem like he's a part of this universe. I know he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes, but he is not a part of this universe. He looks like a character from Into the Spider-Verse rather than a character from Scoob. He just looks so off-putting. And yes, having Simon Cowell in the movie is a problem, but I'll get on that. I like Blue Falcon and his gang. I also love Dynamite, how his one mission is to just attack Blue Falcon for everything he says. And that's another thing in this movie, the humor. The humor is based on self-awareness jokes or slapstick. These two kind of jokes, they're a bit weird. So for the self-awareness humor, it's completely unnecessary. It feels so weird and just so out of place, especially for Scooby-Doo. The slapstick humor is another thing, but I'll get on that. So with the self-awareness humor, they really do not land it. Like there are a few jokes where they land it, but some of them are really like, you could definitely have left that out. The only person who I feel really nails down the self awareness humor time and time again is Dynamite when he's nagging Blue Falcon about how much Blue Falcon is nothing like his father and how useless he is to the team. Dynamite is the only character in the movie who actually seems to know how to do the self awareness humor trope. Everyone else just does it in some weird, cheesy way that it doesn't blend in well with this universe, especially with this many characters in it. Captain Caveman is introduced like weird halfway into the film, so it's a bit weird. Then we have the slapstick. This kind of ties into the animation. So as you know, slapstick is most inherently a 2D animated thing. With this movie, they do incorporate slapstick here. Now, that's not to say the slapstick is bad. It's just kind of a bit jarring to me. Reason being, like, mostly when I see a 3D animated movie, it's supposed to be as realistic as possible, as you guys know. With Starlight, it doesn't need to be realistic. I mean, just take it from Spider-Ham, from Into the Spider-Verse. But with here, like, I see these characters fall from great heights or get smashed into walls and things like that. I'm like, they should be dead, right? Like, the slapstick doesn't fully mesh with me. I understand. They are doing 3D and slapstick, and therefore it's supposed to be funny because the characters are getting hurt and such. To me, it's a bit weird because, like, in 3D, you never see slapstick that much. So, it's taking a while for me to settle into it. Like it's a bit giant just to throw it all to me at once. It's like, I have to like settle into it easily and like accept that these guys are gonna get thrown around and beaten up and chucked into the sky and things like that. Like it's so weird when you see a character face planted to the ground. Yet in the next Pixar movie, if someone face plants into the ground, the movie will be over. It's like again, it's just a bit weird and a bit overwhelming to me to see these characters bounce around up and down and get hit and such like that when I'm like, oh, they should be dead, when really it's it's like okay for me, you know, like it's okay for the in-universe movie. It's just gonna take a while for me to settle down, but whatever. So that's in the mix. The slapstick is a bit of a mixed bag. The self-awareness is also a mixed bag because really Dynamite is the only one who really knows how to nail it down. And yeah, Dick Dastardly is honestly the best part of this movie. His design is great. Matt Leaf's design is also great. I love the way he's like so, how do I say, he's not like a charismatic villain, but he just knows what he's doing and he just rolls with it. I just love this guy. He just rolls with everything that comes his way. Again, his motivations are really adorable and I love that. The characters themselves are okay. I like Blue Falcon and his goofiness. He's sort of like just Shaggy except a bit more goofy. Um, Dynamite is also really cool. I love the jokes he makes. Who names your kid Velma? That was stepping out of line, man. You're skating on thin ice. Velma is an okay name. The driver, she was okay. I can't even remember her name for the life of me. The rest of the gang, alright. They just take like a back seat in the movie, although they are nothing like their character counterparts. Which also brings me on to the voice acting, which is like in the mixed bag over here. Reason being, we know that the actor who plays Shaggy in the live action movies wanted to play him here, like, but however he didn't get the chance. Same thing for Daphne, who also wanted to play Daphne in this movie, but she didn't get the chance, which kind of makes me upset because the voices in this movie aren't great. Shaggy does sound a bit depressed from time to time, like he doesn't sound like his upbeat self. And Fred, God, what have they done to my boy? Fred sounds nothing at all like his cartoon self. Daphne and Velma are like alright, but like if the original voice actors, I mean, if the original actors from the movie were willing to voice them, I think I'd have taken them up on the offer. I really wanted, in my opinion, I really wanted the actors from the movies to voice them if they were up for it, which they were. So I don't know. What do I consider bad in this movie? The self-awareness jokes are kind of teetering on the edge a bit. The the movie seems a bit fast paced, which normally to me a fast paced movie wouldn't bother me. But like when it comes to emotional beats and themes, it glosses over them so fast. We just go like that. Like we barely get any time to be emotionally invested in something. And that fake out death at the end, cheesy as hell, man. In fact, I dare say the climax is one of the most disappointing things I've seen. Like I really wanted to like the climax so badly, but the only thing I really got from it is that dogs are important for both Dick and Shaggy. It's just that climax was so disappointing and just like again they just rushed through everything, the emotional themes, the locations. It was so bad. Captain Caveman was forced in the movie for no reason. Again, I just, oh boy, the last act of this movie, it was almost a train wreck but still bad enough to derail the train, you know. All in all, my final thoughts on Scoob is that it's an okay adaptation of the cartoon. Not really a lot of mystery. We do get a lot of masks, like we get a lot of pull off masks, so I did like that. At least they kept that intact. But none of the characters like say their catchphrases. Like Daphne never says Jeepers. Velma doesn't say Jinkies. In fact, if anything, Fred has to say it for Velma. That's weird. Shaggy says Zoinks like twice, and Scooby, okay, Scooby's fine. He gets to say Raggy and Rick all he wants. Um, I like how the mystery van was also like made modern at the end. I know a lot of people hated it, but to me, I have no problem with it. I'm fine with it, and yeah, that's good. What I like about this movie is that it's not leading off into a sequel. It's not leaving any logic not make sense until three movies forward. What I like about this movie is that even though it's the first movie in a cinematic universe, it's simple. It's a standalone movie that's simple. Overall, my final thoughts on Scoob are it's okay. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just okay. Even I can't say it's good or great. It's not a great movie. It's not a good movie, but it's also not horrendously bad. It's just, in my eyes, okay, average around there. And so those are my thoughts on Scoob. It's an okay adaptation of the cartoon. If you've never heard of Scooby Doo, go watch this. You will honestly not have a bad time with it, and you will actually introduce you to the cartoon. The intro sequence alone did like a pop named Scooby Doo, so at the very least you can skip that series. And overall, it's again not really a bad show. I mean not a bad movie. If it will introduce you into the cartoons, it's fine. If you feel like this is a nice adaptation of the cartoon, it's also fine. Because let's face it, when it comes to Scooby Doo movies, they've been on a bad track. We've really not had a great Scooby Doo movie since Zombie Island. Even the live action movies were a bit weird. So again, this is definitely one of the better Scooby Doo movies, but that's only like default because the other ones were just so bad. Overall, Scoob is an okay movie, and on a score, I would give it about maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. 5 on a bad day, 6 on a good day. And since I'm feeling good today, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Anyways, guys, that's been my review on Scoob. Watch it if you want. If you're a hardcore Scooby-Doo fan, watch it. This film will not harm you in any way. It's honestly really not that boring. There's a lot of stuff you can really get from this film that's actually entertaining. It's just a few things seem otherworldly, like the robots and Simon Cowell, who really did not need to be in this movie. They just feel a bit otherworldly. And the voices, yeah, the voices and slapstick, yeah, will seem jarring to you. It will take some time to get used to. You won't get used to it during the movie's time frame. You won't get used to it very soon, like a lot of other movies try to, like with the Sonic design. But it is gonna take some time to get used to. So hopefully the future movies do this. Wait, what's the next movie? Tom and Jerry? Oh boy. Okay, well I better start getting prepared, and shouldn't I? Anyways, guys, I've been Captain Phoenix. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I always want to hear your opinions. Thank you so very much for watching, and with that, I will see you in another universe.